Hello friends, today I will be teaching you something very important, how to win the files in the middle game. Of course there are quite a few tools and methods how we can do that, and not all are applicable in this specific position, but this one is more of the unheard of and still very important. It's not only applicable in exceptional positions, but actually I have been using this countless times, and I think that this will boost your strategy understanding quite a bit. So what I want you to do here with the white pieces is, well, first of all, pause the video and think how would you play and win the D file so that you would have a rook there and black's pieces wouldn't control it at all. Alright, so usually the methodology is just put more stuff on the D file, right? However, if we move the rook anywhere, his rook will just take us and that won't make it happen here. So one of the most common other methods of winning the file would be to attack this with a minor piece. And so white has this maneuver. Once the bishop is going to be on a5, the rook is going to get hit, and he either will have to move, say to d7, after which we would just take, he takes with the queen, and our rook then comes to the d file while controls it. This is what we're going to see in the game. And there is not much that black can do. The second question is why to win the file, like why do you need that? Well, not only the rooks are more active on the open files, but also you want to penetrate to his position, and most of the time you want to penetrate to the 7th rank. If you go to any chess club in the world, you will hear some old coach screaming that rooks belong on the 7th rank. That's what they all know, and it's not because of the number. We don't like numbers, but we like 7th rank because most of the time there are quite a lot of precious pawns and kings there to capture, threaten. So white plays bishop c3, and we're following a GM game, rook bc8, and just simple idea bishop a5. So now the grandmaster took the rook, after which we win the file, and rook d7, as we said, didn't matter. We would just play that and put the rook, king has to leave, and we still control the d file. So takes, bishop e7. So what's next? Well, we see that we cannot go to the 7th rank because the queen is guarding that. So GM says, okay, let's exchange the queens. Now, even at the cost of actually just damaging your pawn structure, rook goes to d7, it's still over basically for black. In a practical game, right? Black is hurting and is being tortured. The rook will threaten so many things over there. You can shift to attack that. These will start hanging, and it's not pina colada. So what black tried to do is bring at least the king here to e8 so that he would cover the 7th d7 square for him. So white took, rook takes here, rook d7, and now king f8. And this position is simply so bad for black and so good for white. Like, our bishops is better and our most important rook is better. We're gonna start threatening a6 pawn, and black's rook will be doomed to just protect that and be passive. So rook b7 first, king e8, bishop c3. Now the idea of bishop c3 is simply to provoke black to put the pawns on the dark squares, which he does. And because he has the bishop that is the dark square one, putting the pawns on the dark squares not only restricts his movements, but also creates weaknesses on the light squares, which are gonna be lethal in the black's position very soon. So rook a7 threatening the pawn, just touching it, so the rook can't go freely on vacation to, say, the 1st rank. King f1, e5. So again, just provoking, and this wasn't forced, of course, but this move just shows that white is gonna probably now win the game, because black's king can comfortably at some point even go to d5 in case the rook exchange, but can always even go on those light squares to g6 and start threatening the other pawns. And white's gonna take a long walk that I would describe as a red carpet. Basically, these light squares are just too juicy. So king e2, rook e6, g4, rook b6, king d3, king f7, king e4, king e6, f3. So as you can see, what he did with the pawns is fixed those weaknesses on the dark squares. Pawns get attacked on the dark squares from our bishop. They're restricting his own bishop movement, and they create a lot of light square weaknesses that we were speaking about. So rook c6, and now white has a simple idea. Here, exchange the rooks, and the minor piece endgame is simply winning, because well, his bishop is just terrible. So the winning plan, of course, is to create a pass pawn with this majority and say you just wait. There is not much you can do, as if the king leaves somewhere, we're just penetrating his position with, say, king d5. So he has to play with the bishop, after which we just play b4, and I mean, it's just gonna be over. So with the next moves, we're gonna play b5, and again, if his king will go to help, it will only make improve of our king, and he's basically dead loss here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. You can also consider hiring me as your personal chess coach online. That's my full-time job, and I wish you to stay healthy, simply love the game, and continue playing, alright? See you in the next video.